This video contains my therapy experience in overcoming my mental health issues, so please be respectful. If you can't, you may excuse yourself. Hey babes! So today I'm going to be talking about me going to therapy. This is gonna get awkward. First off, wasn't exactly my choice. A family convinced me to go. I was crippled with anxiety one day. I'm gonna say that. I went to a job interview type of thing, and I went to a job interview. It was like a training thing, and I was shadowing somebody, and it led to a whole day of anxiety, and it messed me up, and I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop. My heart rate was going up. I couldn't breathe, and it was just too much for me in one day, and then everything. I got a whole entire sensory overload, and it freaked the shit out of me, and I couldn't stop. And it took my parents several attempts to try to calm me down, and that's when my family finally told me, you can't do this anymore, you need to get help. And they told me to go to the doctor, and they gave me the number, and I went. So yeah, I went to the doctor. I told him about what I was going through and my depression and thoughts that I've had in the past, and immediately they got me out. Yeah, immediately the doctor was like, oh, okay. She asked me some questions, and then she was like, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go and get the psychologist and stuff like that. But she was calm, but there was like a little thing in her voice which I like, oh, this girl needs help, I need to go. Okay, you know that scene from White Chicks where she's trying to compliment her the friend, and then she was like, what are you talking about? She's just like freaking out on her, and she was like, you need some professional help, Dr. Phil, Oprah. Like, don't get me wrong, she was 100% professional. She did her job. She was great. It just that came into my head was the way that she kind of looked at me, I guess, and it was probably just me. She was 100% professional, but that's kind of what I thought about when she was I was gonna say make her escape, but when she excused herself to go get the psychologist. So I went to the psychologist. She talked to me, and she did tell me, she was like, I want to tell you the truth, you are not crazy. And that was something I really needed to hear, because I felt like I was crazy, because I felt like I had no reason to be feeling this way, but I did. In fact, I felt awful about a lot of stuff, about myself and about life and future, and I better stop there because my anxiety is going to freak out on me again. But there was a lot of stuff, there was a lot of events and things happening in my life, or lack of events happening in my life, and by her just telling me just that I wasn't crazy, and that I'm just someone who really needs help, and that they're willing to help me. So that kind of that was something I needed to hear. And so she walked with me over to another building, and there they got me all set up with a therapist. And it's kind of that's kind of like how my journey began on my how to I don't want to say control, but how to work on my mental health. So yeah. So I was there for a little while. I went to a couple sessions with the lady there, and we got through. She got through to me. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is she got through to me for some stuff and feelings that I had, such as like the relationship with my family and all that. So I'm not gonna say details of right now, just giving you the rough. Yeah, because I don't want to put people push them out under the bus, because they don't really deserve that. So I went to a couple sessions with her, and it was just a therapist. She was just talking to get it started, and then she had me talk to a psychologist, and it was first just to get me started on some antidepressants, but after talking with the psychologist, and then she got the head psychologist there, she brought him in, and then they were all talking to me, and then they were like, you know what, I think we're gonna have to put you in inpatient. And it freaked me out a little bit because all this stuff was going in my head. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't be hospitalized, my family needs me, I can't do that, I need help with my family, I need help with my brothers, I need help, and all this stuff was going in my head. And then they finally kind of told me to breathe, and they asked me if I had any plans to hurt myself, and I said no, I want to live. I haven't had an episode like that in a year. And they're like, okay, since you're not any threat to yourself, I know they should really put you in outpatient. Now, outpatient is different than inpatient. Inpatient, you have to be hospitalized. Outpatient is that you go to the either hospital or the therapy building. You drive to the building. You have a session, and it sometimes depends. Sometimes it's a group session or a individual session. I was just so happened to fit into a group session. They said they thought it would actually help me a lot because I'll be able to learn from other people's experiences, and also get comfortable talking in front of people about how I feel. So they put me in outpatient group therapy, which I was still nervous, but not as nervous as I was with the thought of me being in a hospital and living in a hospital for a matter of probably weeks and maybe months. So with all out of the way, my parents we came to the mental health center that I was at and picked me up, and then they drove me over to the hospital area, and we met up with the people, and they were great. I was still a little nervous. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just taking it all in, and it was overwhelming as fuck, but I was just taking it all in, and listening to them explain to me like exactly what's going to go down and how long they probably would take. It may take longer. Just depends on how I'm doing, and if eventually, though, that I will be discharged if they feel comfortable enough that I have gotten better, quote unquote better. But sorry if I'm rocking. I'm a little anxious. So that I was just listening out to everything, and my dad actually surprised me because he actually was asking all the questions, concerns that he had, and it made me feel good because it meant that he wanted the best for me, and he wanted to make sure that I actually got the help that I needed. And me and my dad may not have the best relationship in my life, but definitely him asking those questions and making sure that I got the best care it made me feel good. And tell you the truth, I've been to a couple sessions already. I started this past Monday. I'm sorry it took so long for me to actually do an update, but I was debating if I should make a video on my experiences, but it was kind of nerve-wracking to me, and I didn't know if I should make a video about this, but I thought, what the hell, so long as I don't give too much details, I think I'm fine. But yeah, I've been to a couple sessions, and a couple of them were okay, but they did warn me ahead of time that things are going to be triggering. There are going to be certain conversations that are going to be harder to discuss than others, and sometimes you have to get worse in order to get better. And I wasn't so happy about that, because I know this is a process, and I know that I am going to have to work at it, but the fact that I can't just, snap my fingers or take a pill and I'm just fine. It's a process, and I need to work at myself, and I need to work at my low self-esteem and my depression, my anxiety. I need to work at my slight paranoia that I get with my low self-esteem. So, and it's a struggle. It really is. I mean, first off, I didn't know if I was gonna like group therapy because I don't like talking about my feelings in front of people, especially complete strangers. But I kind of forced myself to be open with them, and it's helping. I'm actually getting along with them, and I'm not so much for making friends. I have friends, but I was kind of hesitant on getting to know and letting people getting to know me. I was hesitant about that because I didn't actually feel comfortable about it, because we're all there for a reason. We're all there because we're all dealing with something. Not saying not to be friendly or polite, which I am. I'm being very friendly and polite to everybody, and we're joking around and we're having fun, but we are helping each other and helping ourselves as well. So it's a good experience. It is nice, and to see and to be able to get along with people that understand your struggles and understand how you feel. I'm trying to think of my words. Not having to hide. It's a good feeling. Not having to hide how you feel, and having to smile all the time. Like it's nice to know that it's okay to not be okay. I just feel comfortable there, and I feel hopeful for the future, and they're giving me a lot of skills to learn and some coping skills, where if you feel yourself getting overwhelmed, what to do, like breathing, distract yourself, stuff like that. And it's nice. It's nice to finally get this, getting a little kickstart into getting me, having me feel better. It's helping, but it's definitely draining. It's super draining at times because, like I said, things get triggered and conversations get brought up, and past experiences get brought up, and having to deal with it, because I'm so used to pushing things away and pushing them back. Like if something comes up again, I'm like, no, that's already passed. You need to put that back in there. Things get brought up, but I'm always going to say force. They don't force you, but they try to get you to finally get through that, and to bring that out into the bring your thoughts and your emotions and your past experience, bring them out into the open, and trying to get over them in a healthy my phone just went off in a healthy, rational. I keep on doing that. I do that because that's words that my therapist has been telling me. She's like, you should not use shouldn't and should. You should not use always and never, and do not use irrational thinking. Be rational. So anytime you see me do air quotes, it's something that my therapist is like try to dig into our brains, and we don't always listen. We always make a joke and not listen to her, which we should stop doing. I have to say we stopped doing, but it's more fun to make jokes than it is to actually talk about your deep, dark, rolling venture down to the abyss of depression. So like I said, we're having fun, and maybe a little too much fun. And our therapist always brings things back. She's like, okay, stop playing, let's go, let's bring this back. We have to talk about stuff. We gotta drain you emotionally so that you can talk about your emotions. Let's go, let's stay in the light and talk about the wind, and let's do yoga moves. Okay, peace. That's not even who she is. Why did I do that? That's how I pictured therapist in the beginning. Just someone who's super calm and trying to tell you it's okay to feel that way, and how does it make you feel. Explain to the group. I don't know why. I never went to therapist. I never went to therapy before this. But that's how I picture them, and it's probably just a really bad movie stereotype of therapist. So I'm very sorry. I'm actually sorry for that, because she's totally different. My therapist is fun. I like her. Yeah, that's it that I have to mention. I don't know. I just felt like I had to talk about this, kind of get off my chest, I guess. Kind of process what I'm going through, and I don't know if anybody's watching this and it actually helps you guys, and convinces you guys to go to therapy. I highly recommend you go to therapy if you're feeling depressed. And I don't mean like you wake up one day and you're just like, I don't know why I'm just in a bad mood. I feel depressed. No, I mean like if you're waking up repeatedly and you're super low, you lost pleasure in doing anything and lost motivation, because that's what's happened to me. I used to be able to, well, I still can, but I used to be so excited to write a story or to draw and paint, and I stopped doing it because I lost pleasure in doing anything, and I lost the desire to wanting to work at that, and that's another reason why I am going there, because I want to get that back, and I want to be able to fight my depression, and in order to get that back, because that's something I love to do. So if any of you guys are actually experiencing this and are afraid, or think you guys are weak for seeking help, you are not weak. And seeking help is not, there's nothing wrong about seeking help, because I wish there's something that someone told me, because I always thought that if you were depressed or if you weren't happy, you were a burden, and you shouldn't be a burden to your family. You should always be happy and helping them. And I wish someone would have told me that seeking for help for what I was going through wasn't wrong, and that sometimes you just don't understand it. Sometimes it's just how our brains are, and we need help just like anybody else. Just like anybody who's physically hurt, we need help. So I just want you guys to know that there's nothing wrong with seeking for help. So if you're feeling that way, please seek for help, and I hope you find that help. So yeah, there's nothing else. I think that's it. So there's nothing else I can say other than peace out, babe.